Hey friends. Hey friends. How are you? Karen Suki, you're early. That's okay. I see the video still going. The premiere. That was a lot of fun. I was so happy to do that. And that came from a conversation like me and Desiree just talking about, oh, what can we do? Blah blah blah. And then I was like, oh, I would love to do something around the idea of jewelry. And I have slowly been working on that over time, little by little, until I was able to put it out. So hopefully it'll go over well with the tarot community, and I'll get some video responses. That'll be awesome for me. Uh, so yeah. So it looks like the other video is just about wrapping up, and we already have friends in the chat. My goodness, you guys are quick. Karen, thank you for being here, and Desiree, thank you so much. I know you're doing other things, so I appreciate your time. Chip, you hung in there the whole entire time, while we gush over decks and jewelry. So thank you. I appreciate that. Scotty boy, how are you? It's good to see you. Let me see who else is here. I think I got did I get everybody? Chip, Scotty. Ashish, it's good to see you. Karen. All right, so yes, I think I got everybody. So I'm gonna pop out the chat so I can see a little bit easier. And I didn't really have a plan for today. But I know that like the video was shorter and I felt like that wasn't enough time. And a lot of my people tend to come a little bit later into the live. So I thought it would be fun to have, to set something up for afterwards so we can hang out for a little while. And then tonight I will be live on Truth Wave with Victor for meditation and card readings. So I'm excited about that. We do that every couple of weeks, and we always have a great time. So let me pop this out. How is everybody doing? Hopefully you were able to take advantage of, a nice holiday weekend and you didn't have to do a lot of work, and that you just had time to enjoy, whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or you don't. I think at the end of the day, we have the time off, and it just matters what you do with it. I spent that time with my family. It's pretty much the only day where they don't work, they don't have school, there's no excuses, right? So we just hang out together. Even if we don't do anything, we just hang out together, and I'll cook. I watch the parade usually. And this year the temperatures dropped, so it was perfect. I went running outside. I finished all of my outdoor like Christmas decorations, so all of that is done. And then today the kids and I went together for the first time in a few years. Actually, all three of us went and we got our tree. So we were, I just couldn't be happier. I just couldn't be happier about that. Yes, it's card night. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And let me say, okay, there. So it's card night. And Scotty, I know last time you were like, oh, don't we have any decks with turkeys? No, I don't have decks with turkeys. But if you have a special request for a deck that you would like me to use at Truth Wave, let me know and I'll take that with me. I like to change up the decks every once in a while. I think it's fun, and if we use the same deck all the time, you know, I think it's good to change it up. So if you see one, let me know. And Beth is here. Hi, Beth. So that jewelry The jewelry hashtag was inspired by all of the new things that I've added into the collection. You can see I'm wearing my pillow ring, and I'm sporting my new I like to call it my eternity brooch. I'm rocking it on my hat. It's very cold here today. I didn't bother. I'm off from work. I was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I didn't want to bother with contacts, so I'm just doing glasses today. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. There's no smudges, so I can see perfectly. So yeah, excited that everybody is here. Yes, I love Victor and I love the card reads on Friday. So much fun. You have incense or there's multiple spirits? Yes, I do. I have incense going. I have incense going. So, and I just finished my incense. I have to get more, but I'll show you. I was using this Japanese incense, and it is so good. I love it, and I only have like just a few little sticks left, but it's not like your usual incense, you know, where it has like a little toothpick type of thing and it holds the incense. This one is just a small, here, it's just, and it burns like from end to end. This whole thing will burn, and there's little like residue with this. You know, sometimes you burn incense and it leaves markings like on the wall or in the space around it. It doesn't do any of that, but it's a really cool Japanese incense. I wish I could tell you what any of this means. I just think the box is super pretty, so I kept it. So yes. Fatima, hi, how are you? It's good to see you. You love the brooch? You love it, Beth? That's what I did with it. I got my nails done. I went with Hunter Green. I'll show you. Hunter Green and gold. And I think they turned out well. And she was like, what? You're not doing red? And I'm like, no, I'll do red next time. I just did, the previous color was like, I don't know, like a fuchsia or a berry color. So I decided to change it up. I used to wear contacts that I could sleep in, and I wore them 24/7. So yes, my contacts, you can sleep in them. They're, I just switched from dailies to, these are like weeklies. But I still don't sleep in them because I'm just used to always taking them off at night. I take them off and I pop on my glasses. So this week I took a break from the contacts and I'm just doing glasses because my glasses are pretty much new. I hardly ever use my glasses, only at night before bed, or maybe like on the weekends I'll have like a day where I don't use the contacts. But I like to give my eyes a break every once in a while. What does it smell like? Sorta. Oh my gosh, I wish I knew. I took all the papers that were inside the box and I got rid of them, and I bought them at a Japanese, obviously like a Japanese shop. I wish I could tell you and I don't know. I'll look it up. Ashish, how are you? Millie, hi, how are you doing? It's good to see you. You're driving, so okay, no problem. Drive safe and be careful out there. There were a lot of lives, so that's exciting, right? Because, you know, probably a lot of people are having a little bit of time off and able to, you know, take a little bit of time for themselves. Hey, Debs, how are you? Debs, I'm glad that you're here because there was a short that I did and you left a comment on that short. And so I filmed a video, like a longer form video for that short, for your question specifically. But I didn't know, like, I didn't want to just tag you in the video in case, you know, you didn't want like all your stuff out there. But I can tag you in the video if you like. It's gonna be coming out pretty soon. But it's a reading that I did based on the question that you asked. So Yes, if any of you ever see, because obviously in a short I only pull 1 or 2 cards. There's not an opportunity to go deep. But if you ever see a short and you feel like, God, this makes sense to me, I wish I had more time, or I wish I could like hear a little bit more, you can certainly do what Debbie did. She left me a comment. She said, it would be nice to know X, Y, and Z. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna film a response to that. So if it's okay, let me know and I'll tag you in the video when it comes out. We meet again. I know, because you know what? I think Josh was live, which I didn't realize that he was going live in the afternoons. So he was live. I went in there, but he was on a roll about something. I don't even think he noticed that I was here. He was on a roll about something, and so I just said hi, and then I dipped. But yeah. Fatima, I put Linda G and Hogarth on hold. Who are they? Josh and Hershey. Oh, Hershey is live too. Oh, shoot. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, everybody's live. Yeah. But now, I've gotten so, like, I don't want to say used to it or comfortable with the Friday live, but I look forward to it, right? So I'm just going to continue doing it because I like it. It's fun. I like to hang out with you guys, and you don't mind being tagged. It's all good. Okay. All right. So I'll tag you in the video. That way you can see. It's not a long video, but it does kind of cover your question. So I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. Okay. Hershey is done, I believe. Oh, okay. Hogarth is an English astrologer. Ooh, that's cool. Friday lives. I know, me too. I like them too. I like them too. They're a lot of fun. I look forward to them. And I was doing them at 5. And then I felt like, because I'm done working at 5, I felt like I needed like a break in between to kind of reset and prepare for, like, get my mind right for the 6 p.m. So I changed mine to 6 p.m. and I really like that. But then on the days that I don't work, like today that I didn't work all day, I'm like, is it time yet? Is it time? Is it time to go live yet? I get so excited. Yes, I expanded on your question. So hopefully it makes sense for you. I feel like your question is a type of question that you're probably not alone. There's probably a lot of people that are feeling that same exact way. And so it would be perfect for other people as well. So I wanted to do that. Yeah, that was fun. So yeah, like I said, I didn't have a lot of major plans for today. Just the last couple of weeks I've been doing like experimenting with the open panels, and the hat and the glasses. I know, because it's cold here today. Okay, I'll say that. Please keep in mind I'm in Florida. So here cold is a different story than cold like in the north or in Canada. But here it's okay, it's 55 and the temperature is dropping. And so, that's pretty chilly here. I don't know if I'll turn on the heat tonight. It just depends how low it's gonna go. I think this morning when I woke up, it was like 48 degrees. So at that point it gets hard because the house gets cold on the inside, and then it's hard. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I need, they say your heat escapes through the top of your head and through the soles of your feet. So I wanted to make sure to protect that. And, rocking the glasses. Rocking the glasses today. Linda G, the Comanche Psychic, was my first YouTuber that I subbed long time. Oh, I don't even know. Am I following that channel? Fatima, you should drop the link because I don't know if I'm following that channel. It's cold here too, Scotty says, mid-50s. Whoa, we got snow and it's 33. Yes, I was chatting with my mother yesterday. She's in New Jersey, and she said that there was big snow coming for them in the next week at some point. Millie, 39 degrees. Yeah, That's cold. That's cold. Never get a chill while you're getting a perm. It won't take. I love that, Debs. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. So yeah, I'm gonna be live on Victor's channel later today. We're gonna do card readings, but I have all of my decks here. So if there was anybody that had a question or wanted a reading, I can do that. Or we can just, hang out and talk crap. That's always fine too. I have all my November decks. I have not switched over to December. In December, I like to work with the inner child in December. So I switched to more playful decks because October and November, I've been using a lot of dark decks, gothic decks and skeleton decks and, shadow work decks, haunted house decks. So for December, I like to lighten the mood and I'll be switching to some of my fun decks. I like to do that. I got my glass of vino. Cheers to everyone. And that's pretty much it. I know we did the jewelry hashtag earlier today. And a few of you were in the chat, so that was a lot of fun. Thank you for keeping me company in there. This is the first time that I create a hashtag, so to speak. So that was very fun and exciting, but also nerve-wracking, because then you're like, oh my gosh, is anybody gonna, respond? So we'll see what happens. Yeah, what's for dinner? Leftovers. So, I was saying, like, I cooked yesterday, but like, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I'm tired of every year, like I make so much and at the end of the day it's just three of us and then the food just sits there and then I feel like I'm eating all of the leftovers. So this year I didn't do that. But then today we went to warm up the leftovers. There was like almost nothing left. So, so I was like, oh, I don't like that part. I don't like that part. I went to get my nails done and the nail tech lady was like, oh, I go to, what did she say? I go to Bob Evans every year and I order their Thanksgiving special. And that's so much easier than doing it by myself. And I just thought that was hilarious because she's Vietnamese. She is Vietnamese. And she's like, yeah, every year I go to Bob Evans and I order their Thanksgiving special. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I was scared to go out today, didn't want to deal with all the shoppers. It's funny that you should say that, Scotty, because I went out to get our Christmas tree, right? We usually go to Home Depot for the tree. So we got there and I was completely stressed because I was like, it's 8:30 in the morning. All the best trees are going to be gone. There's going to be a pile of people there because that's what happened last year. Last year I got there around 8:30 and there was a mob scene and there was not enough people to handle the customers waiting to get their trees. And when you're at a tree lot, like you don't just pick a tree and go, you stop, you have to open up all the trees, look at them, decide if they're gonna work and blah blah blah. So I was totally like stressed out. We didn't get there till past 9 o'clock. When I got there, we were like, are they open? There was nobody there. And then there were tons of trees everywhere. And they weren't even like, sometimes some of them are already open. So you can kind of look around and see what's there and then, make a choice. We couldn't, do that. We just looked around at a couple, picked a couple of trees and called it a day. And then later on, my daughter placed an order for a laptop. So she started college this year and her laptop was not working for the courses that she was taking, and she was having to like delete applications in order to install other applications to be able to do her homework and assignments, and it was just a mess. So she ordered a new laptop that could handle the stuff that she was working on, and that was at Walmart, and she had to go and she pick and and pick it up, and she said that she got there and it was like easier than ever to just go and pick up the order and leave. So I don't know if people are rushing out to the stores like they used to before, or if more people are taking advantage of online orders, or if people are just not shopping and kind of pulling back a little bit and holding on to their finances, which I think is very smart right now, and that's what I've been doing. But it just makes me curious, what people are doing. All right, so I've been yapping for a while. Let me see. Okay, so Millie just got in with her groceries. Snow forecasted in New Jersey for Tuesday. Okay, Millie, where in Jersey are you? In the north? Are you in the north? Let me know. We're in the north. Linda G's channel. Yes. Oh, you posted it. Okay, thank you, Fatima. Thank you for that. So that way I can check that out in a new window. Okay. Thank you, thank you. All right. And then Scotty didn't want to deal with the shoppers. I know. There's nothing out there that I want that bad that I would want to brave the crowds for. It's just not happening. The southeast is getting snow in the next couple of days. Yeah. No shopping on Black Friday or Monday after. Oh yeah, because on Monday is usually like the small business, right? Small business day. But a lot of small businesses, like I noticed on Etsy, I placed a couple orders on Etsy yesterday. I did do that. And a lot of them had like little promotions or deals going on, which was really nice. Instead of having to, and then smart for them, right? Because if they wait until Monday, people will have already spent all their money, Black Friday. So that was pretty cool. We have a ton of turkey, so I'm making soup and turkey salad for sandwiches. Ooh, that sounds amazing. That sounds really good. How do you make your turkey salad? I had a friend that used to make like a chicken salad that was just like amazing. I loved it, but of course I didn't get the recipe, so I don't know. She does a lot of politics. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that, There's some people that love to do like political readings, and then other people that are like, yeah, I don't think so. It's mixed. So I guess it just depends. I know 3 families that went to Golden Corral. Golden Corral was open? No way. Odelia, hi, how are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Josh went to Golden Corral too. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize they were open. So we were laughing about that this morning at the nail spot. And they were like, yeah, only the Asian restaurants are open on Thanksgiving. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good right about now. Most people shop online today. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just remember the way it used to be. It was kind of fun, right? Like, you would have Thanksgiving, eat, have your feast. Then you would whip out all the sales circulars and you would plan your route. At this time, I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to go here to get this. Then I'm going to go to the store to get this. And it was like a whole affair, right? And you'd be out all night and then come back and have seconds. So those days were fun. And I'm glad that I got to experience that. But I don't think they do that as much anymore. I don't think people shop like that anymore. He was one of the 3. Some are boycotting. That would make sense. That would make sense. Boycotting Campbell's soup. Oh. Okay, I heard those leaked audios on Twitter, on X. Okay. Oh, I see. politics is division. I'm with you, Millie. I'm not a big like politics person. I do know some tarot readers. They love politics. They love to discuss politics. I'm just like, I would prefer, like a lot of times I'll get invited. Oh, please come to my channel. I would love to have you as a guest. I have to say, like, I would prefer not to discuss, politics. And the other thing that I'm not a big fan of, which again, I'm not passing any judgment, to each their own, but like the people that do the readings on like unsolved murders or missing cases, especially when they're current and the families are still like holding on to hope to try to find them. I don't like when people do readings on those. That is not my favorite. I do not like that. I don't do that. And I just, I don't know. That makes me feel weird. That makes me feel weird. Angela May. Oh, okay. You have a question. Any good news coming when a Mo version coming? God, I need a new chapter. Okay, hold on. Angela May. Karen Suki, are you here? I feel like you will usually translate for Angela May. Any good news coming? Is it in the next month? Because you need a new chapter? Is that what you mean? Let me know. Scotty, I used to go and buy everyone's Christmas presents a week before Christmas. Yeah. I did that 1 year. I've never done that before, but 1 year I went on Christmas Eve just because I just wanted to see what it was like. I went to Toys R Us. And I was just like, oh, I can't imagine doing that. People are boycotting shopping on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Yeah, because it's just, it's just too much. And our economy is not in a position right now to be splurging on all kinds of things, I feel. Okay, politics bring out the worst in people and too much negativity in those chats for me. I agree. Hi, Constance. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank goodness my my sweatpants are drawstring today. That is so funny. Okay. All right. So Angela May says, I need to move house and start living again, not just exist. All right. So Angela May, you're feeding the cats and making coffee and listening with the earbuds. Okay, no problem. Okay, love the groovy. Yeah, Chip, I have to agree with you 100%. Politics and religion cause the most wars. You love the look. I'm protecting my heat because I was carrying on and complaining that it's cold here in Florida. It's cold here in Florida. It's 53 degrees and the temperature is dropping. Let me see. It's gonna drop to 44 tonight. I mean, for Florida, that's cold. 44 is cold. And here we're on another level. So 44 means I gotta get the electric blanket out. I gotta go running outside and cover up my mango tree and my avocado tree and make sure that everything is safe. You have your fireplace going? Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I love. Oh, that's right. Because you're in Georgia, so it's even colder there. It's colder. Yeah. All right. So let's do a reading for Angela May. Angela May needs to move and start living again, not just exist. I hear you. So I'm just trying to put words around her question. Any good news coming? Any good news coming? I need a new chapter. So what news can we share? What news can we share? All right. What news can we share with Angela May? So let me get my deck and I'll give it let me give it a shuffle, proper shuffle. Angela May. All right. Give the deck a shuffle. Chip, I'm gonna need some mangoes, please. My mango, like my daughter and I were out there putting because we put lights on the fence, and we were out there and we stood by the mango tree, and the mango, like when I put the mango tree in, it was up to here. And now, like, it's way past. Like, it's got to be about 8 feet tall now. So, look like an orb floating through. An orb, it's not my brooch. You see my lovely brooch? They're eternity. I call them eternity bands. Oh my gosh. Ah, if it's an orb, I hope it's with all the love and light in the world that's here. If not, be gone. If not, be gone. All right. Need guidance. Okay, Angela May. Let me see. I'll run my pellet stove if it gets any stove. Oh, you have a pellet stove? It was light? Oh, good, Constance. Thank you. That makes me feel good. All right, so deep breath for Angela May. A message for Angela May. What can we share with Angela May? What is coming? What is coming for Angela May? All right, Angela May. You have a major arcana card and a minor card that is a court card, okay? So the first card is Judgment. And in this case, I'm kind of getting the sense that you're going to have to use your best judgment with any situations or opportunities that are presented to you in the coming days. I say that because this is that deck that I have that like all the characters of the majors show up in random places in the deck. So here we have the, the Judgment, I guess the angel, right? Usually in the Judgment card, it's the Archangel Gabriel, right? Usually that's what we see in the Judgment card. So here we have Judgment, and then in the background, there's the Fool. Do you see? And the Fool is playing the flute. What was that story about the Pied Piper where he played the flute and then everybody followed him because they liked the music or whatever, the animals? So what I'm gonna say is be careful and use your best judgment, use discernment with any opportunities that come your way. I say that especially because you also have the Page of Cups. So try not to let your emotions dictate your decisions with anything new that's coming into your life, because a page usually represents like incoming message, a new opportunity, a new chance to do something. And so I'm just kind of, it's a bit of a caution, right? Just be mindful, not let your emotions kind of get in the way, and make sure that you stay connected with your logical brain, right? When you're assessing whether or not you should do or pass on a situation or an opportunity. So that's the message that's coming through for you. One of it's I don't want to say it's a caution, but it's just like this, it's a gentle reminder that you just have to be mindful. Not everything is as good as this. And sometimes you're presented with this opportunity and it sounds too good to be true. That's what this is talking about. Be mindful of the things that sound too good to be true. There's a reason that you get that feeling, that weird ick feeling in the pit of your stomach. So that is what I have. Let me know if that makes any sense for you. Okay, let's ruminate. Hi, how are you? I saw your question and I will get you as soon as I wrap up for Angela May. Mysterium Numinous. Anger is a sin against justice and charity, so be careful with your tongues. Amen to that. Speak the truth. Ashish, I can ask a question. Yes, no problem. And Constance has a question. No problem. All right. So Angela May, that's the reading that I have for you. Hopefully that makes sense. You could leave your comment in the chat and I'll come back and read it. But for now, I'm going to come to, so I'll read for Let's Ruminate and then Ashish and then Constance, okay? All right, let's ruminate. Let's ruminate. Are you still in the chat? Yes, still got problems with nosy. Oh, your neighbors bumping up the stairs and moaning. Oh boy. Okay. 7-Eleven. Thank you. Thank you for that angel message. 7-Eleven. All right. Yeah. It's time to move. And I get what you're saying. But just based on the reading that I just did for you, what I'm saying is the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. All right. So let's ruminate. Let's ruminate. Let me see. Are you still here? Let's ruminate. All right. So I'll choose a deck. Use discernment. Yes, we got to use discernment because sometimes when we're feeling down or vulnerable and then all of a sudden somebody comes in with this idea or suggestion that sounds so amazing. I'm like, yes, that's what I've been wanting. It's easy to kind of, you know, go with that flow. I'm just, and I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying, you know, use your discernment. All right. Absolutely. All right. So I haven't heard from Let's Ruminate. So perhaps they may have moved on. The next person, Ashish. Ashish, let me know what your question is, my dear. How are you doing? Are you doing okay? Let me know what your question is. Okay. Is the difficult times over for me and will better times come for me? All right. That's a yes, no question. Angela may want to move closer to Sun and I love being with him, and he goes to Wales later. That would be great if that works out for you, Angela May, because we have talked about that before, about you moving closer to him. Hopefully that's still on the table as a possibility. All right. Is the difficult time over and will better times come for me? So let's just kind of read the coming energy for you, Ashish. What can you expect? Let's say, what can you expect in the next month? What do you think? Does that sound right? What can you expect in the next month? What energies? Okay. All right. So a reading for Ashish. Reading for Ashish. Here it is right here. All right, so the first card that has come out is a very promising card, but it's a card that suggests that this is a time for you to be taking care of yourself. Wow. Okay. This is it's time for you to take really good care of yourself. Make sure that you're nurturing yourself and giving yourself proper rest. Because, all right, I pulled out 5 cards for you, Ashish. So first one is the Empress. Okay, the Empress is a card, well, it's card number 3, and it's feminine energy, which means it's not an action that is required for you to take. It's more of just finding time to be with yourself. Take care of yourself. For me, this is a card about self-care. This is a card about loving on yourself and others and filling your cup, right? You've been going through a lot of things, and this is time for you to take care of yourself. Why? Because the difficult times are not over. Difficult times are not over. We have the Devil card presenting itself here. And so for me, this is that energy of wanting to hold on to things that are not in your best interest. So what I'm seeing is you have to do a better job of nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, getting your proper rest, and doing the things that fill your cup and make you happy, because more difficult times are coming. And in order for you to deal with those things, it's not that it's easy, because it's never easy, but it would be easier if you were coming from a place where your cup was full, where you were feeling in touch with your own feelings, your own intuition, with your own body, right? Before you tackle anything big. Whatever is coming your way is gonna be something, it's gonna be a catalyst for change. It's gonna make you wanna leave whatever it is that you're dealing with. This is gonna be kind of like, it's kind of like a turning point, right? It's that point, if you ever heard that expression, like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like this thing happened, it wasn't a big thing, but I was done. Like I couldn't possibly deal with anything else. So that's what's gonna happen. This devil energy is gonna come in, and it's gonna be the straw that broke the camel's back, and it's gonna wanna make you make big changes. It's gonna want to and it's gonna feel heavy, because you also have the Seven of Wands. This is a card of trying to protect yourself against other people, trying to protect your boundaries, your space. This is the card of feeling like people are coming out at you, and instead of helping you or supporting you, they're doing everything that they can to hold you back. So that is the energy that is coming up for you. And the final card, the card of advice, is the High Priestess. And I think it's very interesting that you start with the Empress and you end with the High Priestess. Because again, what this is suggesting is grounding, making sure that you're grounding in your body, that you're taking proper care of yourself, that you're nourishing yourself, that you're getting proper rest, but also that you're listening to your gut feeling inside of yourself. Make sure that you are tuning in with whatever it is, those gut feelings, that, because intuition is not something that only women feel, right? Everyone has intuition. And this reading is suggesting that perhaps it would help you if you did a better job of connecting with your own spiritual compass, so to speak. Okay, so I see your comment. Yes, I did. What was it that you did? Let me know. So I do feel like in answer to your question, are the difficult times over? No, not right now. But the suggestion is, like, you have a suggestion of what you could do to make it easier and to help you flex and get through those difficult times. So let me know if that makes sense for you. Be more positive. Yeah, I mean, it is about being positive, but also like, I'll give you an example. When I say you have to ground yourself. Recently, I've been feeling like this very like heavy energy. And I went outdoors yesterday. I spent time outside in the sun, and I worked in the yard. And I got my hands into the soil, and I worked and worked and worked. And then it started raining, right? So I have rain coming on me while I'm working on the plants and the soil. And I felt so incredibly grounded. I felt the happiest that I have felt in a really long time. And it was very helpful for me. That was like my spiritual confirmation that I needed to do that yesterday. And once I finished working outside, I could feel the energy between my hands. Like I could feel it humming and vibrating. So I could see that I needed to do this for myself. It's not a physical act like I need to go to the store and buy this or do that and check that off my list, and that's going to help me deal with negative things. No, these are self-care things that you could do for yourself to help you stay strong here and stay strong here in your heart. So that's what I'm talking about. The things that are gonna put strength and positivity in your heart. Very energizing. I agree, Desiree. I was working outside yesterday. My kids are like, well, it's raining and you're doing all this work and we're just watching you. And I was like, that's fine because I feel good right now. So I'm going to continue doing it. This makes me feel really, really good. So that is what I'm saying to you is, which a lot of times we are in go, go, go mentality. Do this. Here's this list. For some reason I can only see the chat or Elizabeth. Wait, what? Why? That makes no sense. All right, so Ashish, what I was saying, right? A lot of times we're in this, like we have this checklist, these things that we need to get done. Go, go, go. We got to do these things. We got to hustle, right? Get it done. That's the masculine. That's when I say masculine, that's what I mean. It's like these, it's action oriented. Whereas when you're in your feminine, it's like maybe you're feeling a certain feeling and you are feeling heavy, right? Well, in the masculine, you would want to go and do something else to forget that you are feeling that way. But when you're in your feminine, you sit with that emotion and you process it. And you try to glean insight from whatever it is that you're feeling or whatever it is that is happening. So that's kind of the difference between those two. You're on your phone. Also, did the view change? Like maybe they changed up the views and now it doesn't look the same. I did notice that on my YouTube feed, it looks slightly different now than it did yesterday or the day before. It was harder for me to find my favorite channels. Singing in the Rain. I totally felt like that, Scotty. I felt happy. I didn't care. It was cold. It was rainy. I was on my knees. I was pulling out weeds. And the kids were like, I thought we were doing Christmas decorations. But I was like, no, I'm obsessed. I have to get the weeds out. So, you know, I did what I needed to do. And I felt better afterwards. Awesome. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense for you, Ashish, okay? Angela May, I was walking barefoot on the grass when the weather was good. You used to on a farm, lived on one all my life. So free. Yes, I agree. Yeah, we're always messing everything up. The dates. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. All right, so that gives Ashish something to ponder, something to think about. And I really I can relate to Ashish because I'm a very driven person. I have a list of things that I want to do, and I finish one thing, I check it off the list, I move on to the next thing. I'm kind of go, go, go. My brain doesn't stop even at the end of the night when I go. Like it takes me forever to like decompress and put everything like away so that I could get some rest. And it's really difficult to manage your life that way. You get tired, you get exhausted, things start to affect you mentally, physically, spiritually. And it's really hard to live like that constantly in, you know, in that hustle mentality. And you know, there's nothing wrong with the hustle. It's just I don't think that we were meant to live like that always. Fatima, I have a desktop computer built by my younger son. Ooh, that's amazing. Also, they're handy with gadgets and building computers. That's awesome. And Millie says, Des, do what Clint taught us. Like his video, exit the live. Oh, that's right. Like the video, exit the live, go to your profile page, go to your like videos, click on the video. From there, it'll switch the view. Wow. Millie, that was said perfectly. I love that. I wish I could pin that. Put a pin in it. Boop. I'm going to pin that. Because that is a question that comes up all the darn time. And then I'm like, I think you do this. I don't know. Desiree. Oh, duh. Desiree, this is for you. Please like and subscribe. Is that the right side or the wrong side? Let me do the other side just in case. Please like and subscribe, Desiree, and all. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, my friends. Okay, Constance, I think you were waiting. You wanted, you had a question. It hasn't failed me yet. He's a genius. I know. You know, I asked Clint a question once, and he was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know about this stuff. But he knows more than what he thinks he knows. Okay, let me see. I feel like I'm resetting my nervous system. Any advice from spirit? Sometimes I feel like I'm fighting things outside of myself, and I tend to procrastinate a lot. Oh, I know I'm stepping fully. What? Desiree, I missed the sign because I couldn't get back to your face. Okay, Desiree, here. Please remember to like and subscribe. Tap the bell icon so that you can get notified of all my lives and so you could be in the right live at the right time, Desiree. There you go. Ta. Oh, my Lord. All right, so Constance. Purpose. Okay. Purpose, and it's a big responsibility. I'm taking care of myself and my responsibilities. Any advice from spirit? Yes. Okay. I'm going to choose this deck right here. We're going to do Akamara. We're going to use the Akamara. I like this deck a lot. I like the Akamara. Sounds like we're having fun over here. Yeah! Max Constant. Hi, first of all, hello and welcome, and thank you for being here. So Mag says, men have been trying to kill me since I was 3 weeks old. 350-pound man sat on me then at least 3 or 4 times a year. Well, that sounds like a heavy burden to deal with. You like the Akamara too. Yeah, this is a good deck. All right, so for Constance, Constance is dealing with a lot of things. Purpose, responsibility, resetting the nervous system, fighting things outside of myself, and I tend to procrastinate. Do you sometimes get like inklings, like there's something that you're meant to do, but you're not feeling it, so you don't do it, but then spirit keeps telling you over and over again that this is what you need to be doing? I'm like that too. I feel like we all go through this from time to time. Let me see. All right. Shamika, hi, how are you? It's good to see you. Dominus de Bello. What does a good deck cost? Listen, Dominus, I'm going to tell you right now, you do not have to spend an arm and a leg to get a deck that works wonders for you. All you need to do is, I recommend looking at the artwork prior to purchase just to make sure. As a starter deck, get something simple, easy. You could get an easy, beginner deck for 15-20 bucks on Amazon. It is not, as a matter of fact, for Black Friday, they had a couple that were reduced in, you know, in price. So I can recommend a couple, but really it's important to look at the art and see what makes sense for you and what resonates. Because if you're looking at indie decks, you could spend anywhere from $50 to $100 on an indie deck, okay? Sometimes even more. So you don't need to, is what I'm saying. You might like to, you might like, oh, the cardstock is better and this is better and that's better. Maybe, but the $20 deck is gonna work the same exact way as the $100 deck. When y'all say deck, it's hilarious. 50% off at Hay House, yeah. You can't find your liked videos. How could that be? Connect with the deck through prayer and pray for protection and guidance. Yes. All right. Thanks, Millie, for being here, and I'll see you a little bit later. Yes. I did the 50% off sale on Hay House. I think it was this summer. And I got a couple decks for 10 bucks. Actually, 3 decks I got for $10 each. So sometimes you do, but I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I see a deck and I'm like, oh my god, I must have that deck. Even if it's like 80 bucks, I'm like, I need it. I need it in my life. It just depends. All right. All right, so this reading is for Constance. We're using the Akamara. The Akamara is an out-of-print deck. Please do not fall in love with this deck, because it's harder to find. Constance is just coming out. It's just pouring out. Any other messages for Constance? All right, my dear. So right off the bat, we're getting the 5 of air. I forget the words for this. Let me see. Air is cutlass in this deck. So we have the 5. I'm going to show it to you because it's beautiful. And, you know, 5s are conflicts, right? 5 are conflicts, challenges. And in this case, I feel like this is a challenge with yourself. This is you picking and choosing what you want to do as opposed to maybe what spirit is trying to present you with. And again, this is something, this happens to all of us. There's a lot of times that I get messages from spirit and it's the same message over and over again. And do I listen? No, I still keep doing my thing my way. But eventually, you know, with this card, you're going to get to the point that you're gonna fully accept and recognize, all right, I'm done doing this the hard way. I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen. So from here, what I'm getting is you can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose what feels good or what's comfortable in this moment in time. You have to kind of, you know, take the whole thing. You have to take the whole thing, the whole message as it comes. Okay? 2 major arcanas have come out for you, my dear. First one, Empress. We have Mommy. Okay, so Empress card. This is like and for me, a major call out to connect with yourself, to connect with your source. It looks like a hand pushing the other and grabbing the Ace of Swords. Yes. Yes, let me show that to you again. It's like the one in the center, but then you have, like, notice how the other 2 that are split off are golden. They're the only ones that are golden. And it's almost, to me, it throws back to the 2 of Wands. I mean, sorry, the Two of Swords, like where you're stuck. You're stuck. You have like this recommendation, you have that recommendation, and then you have the thing that you're trying to do. And then we have the Empress. Isn't she pretty? She's the same both ways. This particular Empress reminds me of you too, because she covers her hair. She covers her hair. This energy is very grounded, very loving, very nurturing, very protective. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. There's a sense of protecting something that for you feel is very important, but it's almost like Spirit is asking you to reflect a little bit more. Because from there we go to the Origin card, right? This is the equivalent of the Fool. And I'm not familiar with this particular origin story, but you could see that the figure is falling to the earth, right? So it kind of reminds me of Turtle Island, you know, the Turtle Island story. An opportunity to do again. So let me get the booklet and see if there's anything in here that would be helpful. Because you have two majors. So you have that card of conflict, and then you have the Empress coming up. You have the Empress coming up, and you know, we talked about abundance. You know, we talked about, well, I didn't talk about it, but you know, a lot of times this card is connected to creativity, fertility, and sex, but also to the divine feminine, right? And to healing. And to healing. So the booklet says this can suggest a person who is coming into fulfillment and taking the necessary actions to nurture and create whatever it is that they are seeking without apology. It can suggest pregnancy, the blossoming of a new business, succeeding in fulfilling a life purpose, as well as appreciating the beauty and the grace of the natural world. Okay, so you have that. Then we have the Origin card. That is the Fool card. Turtle Island is a Native American, and this is not for all tribes because each of the tribes has their own kind of origin story. But in the story of Turtle Island, it's like they're if you saw the movie Avatar, right, where they're on those floating lands above the earth. Hey Diamonds, how are you? And so she's on there, and there's a lot of different stories about what happened to her. Some stories say that she fell. Some stories say that her husband pushed her off, and she landed. And then there were 3 animals that came to her rescue, and they caught her, and they continued to add soil until she grew and she turned into land that appears to have the shape of a turtle. And that is the, you know, the continent of the Americas, in essence, is what it's showing. So it's a really cool story, and I have a version of it in a book close by. I really like it, and so when I look at this card, to me it reminds me of that origin story. But I'm going to tell you what the deck says. Okay, so The inspiration behind the card is the woman with the golden arm falling from the tree of life at night, served to underscore the growing issue of sacred land destruction happening not only over the world, but especially in the Aboriginal lands of Australia. This land ravaging happened under false pretense of government permission, which in actuality is void because the land belongs to the indigenous owners of the land. So this is what this card is talking about. The woman with the golden arm. So in a reading, this can represent embarking on a new journey or going into a situation based on faith, but not always shackled with the idea of risks. Are you being called to like do something different that you're uncomfortable with at this moment, Constance? Let me know. The synchronization in that is mind-blowing. Okay. So it's making sense to you. You can say that. Okay. So you're being called to do something and there's a struggle, right? You could tell by the way she's falling. Like she didn't like choose to. In a traditional fool card, the fool chooses, right? The fool is naive and is open to taking risks, and they choose to take the, to take that next step. But in this case, that's not what's happening. She's falling and you can tell that she didn't plan that. She didn't plan that. So you have this Empress energy, right? You have the Empress energy, and that is sandwiched between the 5 and the falling girl. So this conflict is causing this falling feeling like you're no longer in control of the situation, but you're in more control than what you think, with this Empress in the middle of that. Yeah, the fool chooses to step off of the cliff. In this case, she's like, I mean, yeah. My dad says that. Feelings like I'm fighting things outside of myself. Yes. Yes. A little bit of chaos, a little bit of conflict, a little bit of things not going the way that you hoped. But the hope is actually in the center card. The hope is in that center card, Constance. I'm going to pull out a card from this one, the Oracle deck. Guide of the Hidden Realms. I try to surrender to it all. I have strong faith. I see that about you, right? But that doesn't mean that it makes it easier to do the things. You know what I mean? All right, so let me give this deck a shuffle and see, Spirit, is there any advice for Constance? She's in this situation. Things feel out of grasp. And there's a bit of confusion, a bit of chaos, a bit of internal conflict or turmoil. What advice can we offer her besides this Empress energy that is coming through? Constance, you're being molded for what's coming. So this uncomfortable feeling that you're feeling is because you're being molded for what's coming. You're molded in his image. Ripe, juicy, ready. That is the card that has come out to support the Empress. When I asked like what else beside the Empress do you need to know? Ripe, ready, and juicy. Poised for success. Potential is waiting to be realized. It's a beautiful card. And for me, this very much reminds me of the pomegranate. Yeah. Tapping in. That was a fast feeling molded. Yeah. Aw, don't cry. Hugs. Hugs, my friend. I say don't cry, but you know, sometimes we need to cry, right? Because that's what, in this energy, in the feminine energy, that's what we have to do. Like, we have to sit and whatever it is that's going on, process, work through it, and release it. Because the act of releasing those tears, that in and of itself is very healing. That is very healing. And perhaps if you could do that, then you wouldn't feel this sense of like falling out of control and not being able to kind of pinpoint your next steps. Yeah. Yeah. Reaching the full potential is not easy for anyone. Also, you know, keep the astrology in mind too, right? I don't know if you follow, I think you follow Western astrology. We've moved into Sagittarius season, and so you might be feeling like, you know, some of that energy coming in too. You're welcome. You are welcome. Hi, Purvita. How are you? It's good to see you, Purvita. Thank you for being here. You're welcome, Constance. Angela May, bottles up. No good comes out other way. Release helps ease the heart. Yes. I heard they have tested tears. If you cry over peeling an onion, the tears are different. Yes. If you cry over emotions, the tears are toxic. Whoa. I have not heard that, but that's fascinating. Oh, glad to see you too, Purvita. Eliminating. Yes, you eliminate toxins when you have a good cry. I've been doing a lot of that, I'm not gonna lie. I have, the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have sobbed like nobody's business. And it has felt liberating. But there was so much pent up inside because I am one of those people that I'm always in my masculine. I'm always going. I'm a single parent, you know, primary breadwinner, and I'm always like do, you know, I'm trying to be like the mother figure, I'm trying to be the father figure, I'm trying to be the protector, the nurturer, the all the things, and it's too much. And I swallow all of that in so I can keep pushing forward and keep moving on. But eventually you get to this point where you're not able to do anything else but let it go. It's hard. Who? What do you mean, Chip? Single mom, 5 boys. That is not an easy task, Constance. Boys are a completely different species. Completely different. I have one of each, a boy and a girl. Angela May, me too. I lost my ex-husband. I grew up since 2, and his family is taking too soon. Yeah. I think most of us are raised to be more in our masculine than feminine. I agree with you, Karen. I agree. We need to find the feminine together to raise the planet. Yes. Oh, Desiree. I don't know if you remember my reading, but you told me to let go of a guy who was selfish and never valued me. So after that, I broke my friendship with him. I do remember that, Perdita. I do remember that. Yeah, it's not easy. Sometimes, you know, you gotta let go and let God, honestly. And I know that you're already subscribed to that. But sometimes there's nothing. You gotta laugh because if not, you're gonna cry. Ooh, the deck is upside down. Oh no, it's not upside down. Okay. All right. That's amazing, Perdita. I'm happy. And thank you so much for telling me that, because a lot of times people come and get readings and then I say what the cards say, and sometimes people don't like it because it's not easy all the time, right? It's not easy. And then you wonder, like, how is the person doing? Did they take the advice? Are they still suffering in silence, right? So I appreciate you coming back and giving the update. That's really awesome. I'm glad that you did that. You when you say no to somebody else, what is actually happening is you're saying yes to yourself. And shoot, we deserve to tell ourselves yes. Why is it so easy for us to say yes to everybody else, but so hard to say yes to ourselves? We deserve it. We deserve it. Oh, that's funny. You both said that at the same time. Self-love. Yes. Yes. We were talking earlier about like the whole masculine and feminine thing, right? Like, I had done a deck study with this deck right here, right? The Haunted Tarot of Haunted House. And part of that deck study was I wanted to rewrite the guidebook for that deck. And I poured my heart and soul into that project. It took me forever. And I finally finished that project, and I was commenting on somebody else's video because they mentioned something, and I was like, well, you know, I just finished this other big project, so maybe I have time to take on this new thing. And the person wrote back and said, I do wish that you take some time for you before you jump into something new. And I felt like she was guided to say that. She didn't just say that. She was guided to say that. And I took that to heart. I took that very seriously because I need reminders like that. I have a tendency to just keep going, 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 going. And, you know, I can't live like that. None of us can. Like, we can for certain periods, but it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Perdita says, yeah, I understand. I wanted to tell you that I knew what I deserved, but my attachment was trapping me. Yes, it was tough initially, but I know something better is waiting for me. That's amazing. I'm very happy to hear you say that. So let me pull out a card for you from Spirit, okay? And we'll see what Spirit has to say about your accomplishment. What's next? Let's do this. Yes, yes. That's how I am. I'm like, oh, go, go, go. Where's my list? Sometimes my body's like, you're tired. You should take a nap. But my brain is like, what are you, crazy? I have all these things I got to get done. There's no time for napping. But really, the best thing I could do for myself is possibly like take a nap. Stop and just, you know, be still for a few minutes. Varsha, do you do free readings? I do, Varsha. I do free readings. All right. Ooh, it fell out all by itself. Gratitude is dreaming. So that is for you, Perdita. Gratitude is dreaming. Manifesting power of gratitude and the law of praise. I praise you, Perdita, for doing the right thing, for putting yourself first, and for honoring the messages that came through to you from Spirit. Yes. Feminine reawakening. Or should I say, remember how to be? Yes, because we don't know how to do that. I grew up, okay, you're raising 5 boys, Constance. I grew up in a house and there was 3 girls. And so immediately there's this like struggle over who's gonna outperform the other one, right? And who's gonna do all the things the way that dad wants. And I've been pretty much doing that ever since, for the rest of my life. My dad taught me to work. My dad taught me to save. My dad taught me to protect. My dad taught me not to have to rely on other people. My dad taught me many, many, many things. But as a result of that, I have a very difficult time connecting to that feminine energy because I'm always going. Ooh, 4, 5, 6. That's awesome. It's a giant heart. Yes, heart chakra for sure. All right, so let me see here. It's always hard, especially when you have so much history, but it's good to ask yourself, what would you tell your best friend in the same situation? Yes, because a lot of times we're so loving and kind and considerate to other people, but we don't talk to ourselves that same way. So that's hard. I had a moment there because I feel like a moment of deja vu, like my higher self is telling me the same thing, you know? Yeah. Okay, Mina Access Odom. Okay, so you wanted to know if Rishabh Sharma will marry you, if he loves you, and will he come back to your life? That's 3 questions. And they're all yes, no questions. Mina, let me ask you a question. Is this a person that you have feelings for, that you're looking to build a relationship with? The colors in the glasses are very Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're like, I don't know what color this is. Like maybe like a black or something. No, maybe they're like tortoise shell, but they have like this little hint of red. They're super fun. These are cute. Yeah, the little sides are red over here, like a burgundy color. And then the other part is tortoise shell. Tortoise shell. Within the collective, yeah. Yep. Oh, yes, Chip. There it is. Well, thank you very much. Yes, I want to marry Rishabh. Okay, so you want to marry him. That means to me that you likely have feelings for him, right? So instead of asking, is he gonna marry you? Well, is the last question, will he come back into my life? So if he's not in your life right now, I don't know that it would be helpful to ask if he's going to marry you. He's not in your life. So we already know the answer to that question. Right now, if he's not in your life, no, he's not going to marry you. So perhaps you can ask, what can I do to attract Rishabh into my life? Maybe you could ask that. That would be more helpful, I think. Maybe a little bit more empowering than just, like you're sitting there waiting for him to decide, for him to call the shots. Yes, I do. I do. I got my infinity circles right here. You see that? Infinity. To infinity and beyond. And beyond. All right, Mina, here we go. I'm gonna pull cards for you. What can you do to prepare yourself with a relationship? What can you do to prepare yourself for a relationship with Mina? Erie. What can you do? What can you do? All right, I'm going to pull cards for you, Mina, but in the meantime, I'm going to ask you if you could remember to please like and subscribe and tap the bell icon so that you know when I'm doing readings. Okay, I don't charge for readings. If you wanted to give a donation that comes out of your heart, that would be greatly appreciated. But the best thing that you could probably do is help support the channel by subscribing. Thank you. All right, so what can Mina do? What can Mina do? Wow. Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna stop right here, Mina, because the answer to me is very clear. First of all, I'm gonna do this reading for Mina, okay? But I'm gonna say this message is for everyone. This is the third time that the Empress comes up from 3 separate decks. I used this one, the Akamara, the Empress came out. What was the other one that I used? The Haunted, this one, Tarot of Haunted House, the Empress came out. Now I'm using Wandering Spirit, the Empress came out here. The Empress came out here. So, Mina, for you, I have the Empress, I have the Queen of Pentacles. You know what this is telling me? Exactly what we were just talking about. You have to step into your feminine. You have to step into your feminine, right? If he is interested in you, he will pursue you. It's not the other way around. You don't go pursue him, right? He will come and he will pursue you and he will express interest. How can you prepare for that? By being in your feminine, right? By loving on yourself, taking care of yourself, grounding yourself, getting proper rest, making sure that you're nurturing your body, your mind, your spirit. Okay? Because yes, that's exactly what Desiree just said. You are divine feminine. So you want to attract the divine masculine. If you start chasing him, it turns into a game. Okay? If you want him to take you seriously, you have to step into your feminine. And that's exactly the same as this card here, Queen of Pentacles. Again, this one and this one are like very, very similar. Very, very similar. These are cards about being grounded, being connected. You know, there's sexuality and sensuality with these cards, right? But this is more about taking care of you and less about what you could do to go get him and, you know, kind of force him to look your way. No, that's not how it works. This is suggesting you will use your feminine. Did that work? Let me know. All right, so guess what? It's not the Wi-Fi, it's not the internet. It was YouTube. I had to reboot my YouTube. That's insane. I had to reboot the YouTube. So I lost my chat. Out of control. Well, I was giving the reading for, I don't even remember anymore. Where did she go? Fermina, but I think that she may not be here. So, yes. So first I thought like, okay, because my son put in one of those devices that helps take the Wi-Fi and put it throughout the house. So I thought maybe that was interfering, so I unplugged it. Then I checked the internet. Then I got off of the Wi-Fi altogether, but it wasn't working. So then I swiped out of the app and then I went back in and it said, oh, do you want to resume your stream? Yes. And then all of a sudden it worked. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, she's still signed on? Okay. Oh, Mina, there you are. Okay. So sorry about that. Is Mercury retrograde right now? What the heck? What's going on? That was really weird. So yeah, that's what happened. Pop out. Yeah. So sorry about that. And Chip is here. Okay. Yeah, Mercury is retrograde. Negative energy. All right. So your question was about the boy. My answer to you was, you know, switch your mindset and focus on you rather than the boy. So is there any negative energy? I think for that, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card from this little deck right here, Memento Mori. Memento Mori is a reminder that all things come to an end, right? All things come to So we have this passion burns bright. And I just feel like this is the confirmation that when you're doing something that you really, really love, it shows. And when you do that, it attracts like energy. Oh, it's lagging. I'll try to get back on the Wi-Fi now that we know it's not the Wi-Fi. Okay. Hopefully that's better. My gosh, there's a lot of issues. So this is the card right here, right? Be passionate, do the things that you want to do, but do it with passion, because when you do something from your heart, it shows. Hi, honey. Is it lagging? Let me know, because I've been having a lot of connectivity issues. Is it still Colette's deck? This little one is this one, Memento Mori. And this one is published by Red Wheel. So not laggy for me. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So hopefully that makes sense for you. Mizu, please remember to hit the like button. There. Thank you, thank you. Because Karen, this is a mini deck. And then the Colette Baron Reed deck is like a full-size Oracle deck. Oh, I know. You know, and you know what? I love like that when I do the lives, it gives me the chance to like go through the decks and actually use them, right? They're not just pretty decks sitting on a shelf. I actually get to use them and play with them, and I really love that. That's why I don't feel bad when I like, oh, I'm purchasing another deck because I feel like I get my use from them. I get my use. So yeah. Oh my gosh, that was crazy, that internet situation. Out of control. All right, so hopefully we got everybody in the chat. Was there anybody that I missed or anybody that was waiting for a card to be pulled? It's let me know. Awesome. I have a few mini decks. I thought they would be easier to shuffle, but some of them are too stiff. Yes, yes. This one is like that, so it's hard to like shuffle it, like a riffle shuffle, so I just do overhand. You're welcome, Mina. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and please come back. You would take one. Okay, Deb, which deck did you like? The little deck or this one here? The guides. The guides deck. I still don't know what deck to use tonight. The little one. Okay. So let me give it. Oh, Varsha wants one too? Okay, no problem. Thank you, Karen. Varsha, me if possible. Okay. So Varsha wants one and New York Debs. Okay, so Varsha asked first. So let me pull one for Varsha and one for, okay, Varsha, were you wanting like one from this little deck or one of the spirit guides? Let me know. Oh, you have an actual question. Okay. What are the chances of the Capricorn to come back for a romantic relationship, or is it over for good? Okay. So that's going to take a little bit longer. So let me pull the card here for Debs, and then I'll do a reading for you. All right. Card for Debs. Ooh, Debs. This is very interesting. Embrace your shadow. Look how cool that card is. Embrace your shadow. That's what's coming up for you. Hopefully that makes sense. You know, we all have a light side and a dark side, right? And this is saying, you know, in order to feel whole, we have to embrace both sides of the coin. Okay, so let me pull cards for right here. We're gonna use this deck right here. What is this? Akamara, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm gonna use this deck right here. What are the chances of Capricorn to come back for a romantic relationship, or is it over for good? Okay, can that happen? Oh, I'm feeling like this is no. The devil came up. So, and it's ironic because, hold on one second. And just, you know, to be clear, right? The devil, this is Nightmare Before Christmas. The devil represents temptation, overindulgence, and bad habits. Okay? So if this card is coming up for you, it's time for you to pull it back in and gain control of the situation. Don't gamble with your health or your happiness. Remember, instant gratification isn't satisfying in the long term. So you have to come up with a plan that is going to last for success. Okay, that is the message that is coming up. But I wanted to check something for you, so give me just 1 second. The devil. The devil. What is your relationship with this person? Like when they were in your life before, do you feel like it was a healthy relationship? It was a healthy relationship. So I'm asking because we have the devil card, and the devil is the card that is connected to Capricorn. Yeah. Devil is connected to Capricorn. All right, so hold on 1 second. Lots of shadow work. Okay. Oh, okay. So Debs, that was in response to her card. Lots of shadow work, like it or not, letting it letting it go though. Okay. Green with envy. Yeah, it's a Capricorn card. Amia, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Luna, hi, how are you? Thank you for being here. It was a healthy relationship. So why is this card coming up? Okay, so let's pull out some supporting cards. So let's say that this card is coming out because it's his significator card, okay? Is there, spirit, is there an opportunity for them to come back together? We have the Hierophant, which is a spiritual teacher. I'm wondering, were there karmic lessons that needed to be learned? So the Knight of Needles has come up. So this is like the Knight of Air. And of all the knights, this is the fastest moving in the deck, right? And sometimes this energy can be a little bit out of control. Is he the type of person that has a sharp tongue? Because you're saying that it was a healthy relationship, but the cards that are coming up are cards that indicate that there's a problem here. So how did the relationship come to an end? I guess is my question for you. How did the relationship come to an end? Or why? Why did it come to an end? If it was a healthy relationship, I don't know, I'm confused. So to me, it feels like this reading is very confusing because you're saying that it was a healthy relationship, but you don't know why it ended. So for me, I'm feeling like with this devil card, which is connected to Capricorn, perhaps he was putting other things ahead of the relationship. Because Capricorn is earth energy, is very grounded, and they have a tendency to kind of put their heads down and, you know, stay on task, right? They have a plan, a target, and that's what they're going to want to do. Um, It's crazy. I can't even believe that that card came up. I feel like something else took precedent over you. Something else came up that took precedent. And with this Hierophant card here, like a lot of times a Hierophant comes up because they're exerting pressure on you to behave a certain kind of way, to act a certain kind of way, to believe certain things. And it could be external pressure. But I don't know if this is, you know, his family to him, or if on the flip side, there was a lesson that you needed to learn there that didn't take place. Overall, this reading does not say it's a good idea for you both to get back together again. It feels like there's something missing and something that you don't know, something that's being kept from you. That is the energy that I'm getting from this. Because like a lot of times this energy, this Capricorn, like they're very ambitious people and they're very disciplined and they like to keep things in control. Like they're a builder, right? They're always working towards something. And so if you came into the picture, but you were like, if he saw you as someone who was taking him away from his goal, then that could explain why things came to an end. I feel like there's more to the story there. Okay. All right, my dear. There's more there. There's more there to this story. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Okay. All right, my peoples. Let me see. Okay. So sometimes it's not worth it to look backwards. Sometimes the best thing we could do is look forward. Oh my gosh. All right, my beautiful people. It is 8:30. I'm gonna be on Truth Wave in about an hour. So I think now would probably be a good time to say goodbye for now. And if you're gonna be on Truth Wave later, I'll see you then. But I think it would be good for me to like pause and take a break and maybe get something to eat before I go on Truth Wave. So hopefully I will see you there, and if not, I will catch you next time. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out, for letting me know that we were having all of these internet problems. I don't know what happened there. Do you have a good time yesterday? Hi, Bill. How are you? And it was a quiet, peaceful day at home. So that was very nice. I got a lot done. And, you know, this year I didn't go overboard, right? Like I didn't go overboard in the kitchen. So it was an easier meal to prep and then easier to clean up afterwards. So I was definitely appreciating that, because sometimes I go a little overboard with the menu. Yours was quiet at your sister's place. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's good. The last thing you need is family drama. Family drama. All right, my friends. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to say goodbye, and then I'll be on Truth Wave in about an hour, and I will see you then. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.